Alright, back in the vehicle assembly building. I forgot to mention the cost of this ship. This one is $24,404 to launch. And of course, let's see, these messages here. Stages recovered, $16.23 for that one, and that one, that'd be the SRBs, yeah. The winglets. And this other stage, got quite a bit back. So we recover most of the price of this vehicle, except for this part and from here up, from the LV909 upwards. And that puts us at 202,000 funds, which is a good thing because the ship to launch the satellite, the ComSat, you see here ComSat Mycroft, I have the name. It's the ComSat and the Mycroft is the launcher. So let's load that up. And here we go. We have our ComSat Mycroft launcher. It has a single Kerbal capsule. We have batteries hanging off of here to make sure that this part of the ship contains power all the time. And if I go ahead and pull the fairing, this one is a procedural fairing. And here's our ComSat. And we've got the stock antenna. I don't know if that one does any good when you have remote tech in or not, but I figured I'd throw one on there because it's cheap. And then of course the short range antenna and 3 of these large dishes. And the way that's going to work is that one will be pointed at mission control, one will be pointed at the next satellite in the chain, and the other one will be pointed, it will be set to active ship. I'm thinking maybe I should have 4 antennas on this, but I don't know. In any event, I don't think I have enough power to run 4 of these bad boys at once. Speaking of power, I've got, let's see, 6 of these large batteries around here, 4 more around there. So there's a total of 10 of these batteries. There's, let's see. See if this shows anything about power. Electric charge. 33,660 electric charge, apparently. I think. Anyway, it's pretty ambitious. It's a $53,000 launch, almost $54,000. So we certainly hope that it is successful. And there is a Kerbal pilot aboard, because that way, with a pilot on board, we don't have to worry about the ship going out of communications with Kerbal Space Center. And I figure that's good for launching the satellite network and getting it up there and going. So, let's see. Who is up next? Donnie Kerman is up next. Alrighty. Get out of there, Jeb. You don't get to fly. It's Donnie's turn. Alright. To the launch pad. Now this is something that's been coming up. I've noticed this in testing. I need the fairing base and the conic fairing. But I'm pretty sure that I already bought those parts. No, I hadn't. Okay, never mind. I've seen times in testing where it would tell me over and over again that I needed to buy this part. Conic fairing, okay, we'll buy that. Alright, now we should get to the launch pad. Let's make sure our pilot is still there. Go. 1X fairing base. I just got the fairing base, you dimwit. Oh. Not the right fairing base. Now, are we clear to launch? Hey, how about that? Alright. Now, other than the payload, this is pretty much the same ship that took our guy to the moon on the previous flight, or a previous flight. So we'll set up here, bring up far, just because I want to track that until we get out of the atmosphere. And let us go. Oh, that's not good. I forgot to fix the fairing staging. Now let's hope that these antennas don't get destroyed. Because we're going to be going mighty fast here very soon. Aerodynamic failure? Please don't tell me that. This is $54,000 riding on this. We don't want it to fail. Alright. Staging coming up. Staging. Let's pitch to 75, or begin to, and throttle to max. Minus about 10%, down to about 85% thrust. At least until we get out of the thickest part of things. And let's pitch down to 65. Alright, apoapsis is climbing. We're going to pitch to 45 degrees, and then I'm going to hold that attitude the whole way. Why is it every time I switch to map view for the first time in a flight, it's always facing the wrong direction? Why is that? Okay. I should have been paying attention. Alright, and we want our apoapsis to be... I'll admit, I have to look this one up. I have it written down here. 2,870 kilometers altitude, because we are going for a synchronous orbit. Yeah, I did some looking things up. I paid attention to Scott Manley videos, so 2,870 get us a synchronous orbit. The most important part of that being the 6-hour orbital period. Even if the apoapsis and periapsis aren't exactly right, it's not exactly circular, that doesn't matter as long as the orbital period is 6 hours. Another advantage of launching with a pilot is that these antennas don't have to be active and drawing power until we position the satellite. Alright. This should do a good job of getting us most of the way to the apoapsis we need. Once we get up there, circularizing will be a breeze. Mostly. Yeah, 2,870 kilometers. Alright, very good. Almost there. Close enough. Alright, now we can shut down far, turn this off for the moment, turn that off. Alrighty. And there's our apoapsis, 2,875. Okay, it's a teensy bit high, but that's not a big deal. Can be corrected, or I think even ignored. Alright. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and plan the maneuver up here. Add apoapsis. Add enough delta V to circularize. .2876 by 2875. Okay. Once we get that burn completed, we can fine-tune things. Let's see. Okay, we do have access to the flight computer. Good. Alright, assume maneuver prograde and execute planned maneuver. This thing is rather hard to grab a hold of. Every time I go to grab it, I have to try at least twice before it'll move. Alright, ship is assuming it's positioned. 3,660 units of electrical charge aboard, so it should be able to hold power, plus there are plenty of solar panels out there for when it finally gets in the sun, which it's not right now. Okay, let's time warp this thing up there and just watch it complete the burn that has been programmed. Please note that is not MacJeb doing the burn, this is the Remote Tech Flight Computer. Noisiest doggone coffee pot I've ever had. No, second noisiest. Alright, here we go. And as it happens, this satellite is going to be line of sight to mission control. And that's perfect for the first satellite in the group. I'm planning on putting up at least 4. Okay. Very good. It is burning and circularizing the orbit. Beautiful. Apoapsis is pushed a little high. Periapsis probably won't be dead on, but the main thing is going to be adjusting things for this number right here, the orbital period. We want that as close to exactly 6 hours as we can manage. And we'll want that same number for all of them. Kerbin's rotation is 6 hours, and if a satellite is taking 6 hours to orbit, it will always be above the same part of the planet. Except this is looking a little bit lopsided here. Cancel the remainder of that maneuver. Let's see if we can fix this a little bit. Suppose I point retrograde and reverse just a little bit. No, actually, I need to put another maneuver at the current apoapsis. And we will adjust the periapsis to be 2870. And then later at periapsis, we can adjust the apoapsis back down. And I think this time, instead of the flight computer handling it, I will handle it. All right, that will work right there. Assume our maneuver node. We're holding charge very good. Of course, we haven't turned the antennas on yet. As I understand it, they are something of a drain, these are. Although not nearly as big of a drain as the larger, better antennas. Alright, Kerbal alarm clock. 6-second burn. So we go to the node T-3. Well, let's say 6. There. And go ahead, time warp. Delete that, turn this on, and alright, now what do we have here? 2849. Close enough. Now we'll put another maneuver out there at periapsis. Back down the apoapsis. And this right there should put the orbital period very close to 6 hours. Set another alarm for that. 2-second burn. 10-second warning. Get lined up. And time warp. Alright, another real short burn, 2 seconds this time. Alright. Kill the node. Orbital period is 1 day, 0 hours, 0 minute, 48 seconds. Alright, this is where we switch to RCS thrusters. Leave that turned off, let SAS hold our attitude, and then just thrust forward a bit. That's the right direction. And bring that orbital period as close to exactly 1 day as possible. Okay, 0.62 seconds I think is pretty close. RCS off, SAS off, and we are done with getting it into position. Alright, I will go so far as to switch it around here, orbit normal, for the same reason as last time. To keep the satellite, the solar panels more exposed to the sun. Which I'm not going to be able to show in this video. Oh, there it is. Yeah. See, that puts the solar panels side onto the sun, so there's always at least a couple of them exposed. Alright, now, before undocking, activate the dish, set its target for mission control. Second dish, activate that one, set target for that's right, we don't have another satellite up yet. Let's set it to the science satellite, just for giggles. And the third dish, activate it, set its target for active vessel. whatever active ship is within reach is what it will be pointing at. All right. Okay, flight computer off. And now we disconnect from the satellite. Switch to it real quick and correct. Okay, the ejection force did not significantly alter our orbit. Great. Okay, so we can switch back to the ship. And now our pilot is ready to return. Mission accomplished. Let's see. Pretty much straight above mission control, of course. I'm going to retrograde burn and bring the periapsis down. And then from there we'll do a retro burn. Actually, what if I just go ahead and bring the periapsis down to about 30 kilometers? Or maybe 40. Yeah. Let's try that. We'll bring it down low enough to encounter the atmosphere, but not low enough to completely re-enter. Might be able to surf around the planet. I don't know if that'll work. He might end up coming down way a long ways away from the Space Center. But he will come down safely regardless. Okay, bring the periapsis down a little bit more. About 45. Good. Okay, 43. That'll do. That will do fine. All right. Okay. And he begins to come in. All right. Let's have a look at what that's doing for our trajectory, our apoapsis. I have a feeling we're going to need to burn some of this remaining fuel, which we actually have plenty of for this. One minute and 3 seconds to periapsis. All right. All right. Let's retro burn. Bring this apoapsis down, and let's not have to have him circling the planet 3 or 4 times doing aerobrake maneuvers. Leave the apoapsis out here and get out here and do a retro burn and come down close to the Space Center after all. How about that? I think that may work. Let's do some physics time work and find out. Periapsis is dropping, but doing so slowly. Well, apoapsis is coming down a lot faster now. I see some re-entry effect. We may not get to fly back out and go around. We're climbing, but I don't know if we're climbing fast enough. We may be. We may be. In which case he gets to land somewhere comparatively close to the Space Center. How's our power holding out? Fine. We have 22 liquid fuel left, which is more than enough to cause a re-entry from our current apoapsis. Excellent. Go ahead and physics time warp until we get back up above 70. And the changing apoapsis combined with the rotation of the planet, I do believe is going to make a return to the Space Center itself feasible. I didn't actually expect that. All right. I didn't expect that aero brake maneuver to do that. All right. Let's set up the return. I don't think I should try to push it any further back. All right, 4-second burn, 27 seconds from now. All right. Looking good. And here's our guy. 102-kilometer orbit. Now we'll be going after him soon. We have to. We took the contract. Now we have to get it done. While he has life support in his suit. All right. Coming down this time is for keeps. All right. Okay, get rid of that stage. And now we're writing. Okay, now I know these capsules have a built-in heat shield, but I deliberately used a procedural heat shield here and made it a little bit bigger in diameter than the capsule so that it would guarantee to protect the parachutes. Now I'm seeing the fairing base and these decouplers are still in there. I wonder, Let's see if we can keep those. Make the parachutes the next thing to stage. If we can keep those parts, we'll get refunded for them. Yes, I know, I'm being cheap. I won't want to spend some money on decouplers. Okay, getting into some heavy braking. Temperature is approaching 500 C. However, our decouplers are nice and cool at 51. And the heat shield is now cooling off. Okay, we're past the worst of the heating. And we're at least coming down within a drive of the Space Center. Fortunately, we don't have to go on that drive. They have flunkies there that are paid to do that. All right. Got that parachute out just in time. Thought the ground was coming up kind of fast. I forgot that altitude above sea level is deceptive in this area. All right, what's our science region thing? Mountains. Okay. We can maybe EVA and get a surface sample from mountains while we're here. Okay. SAS on. Try to hold that from rolling away too far. It'll roll all the way down the hill into the valley, won't it? And it doesn't have enough power to keep doing that, so let's EVA. Hatches obstructed, can't exit. Probably that. Okay, we'll just recover it. We'll get the science from here another time. Okay, looking here at this, we've got, oh, you bugger. There we go. 2934 parts recovered from that. And this bit was destroyed, and that bit was destroyed. And the rest of it we get paid for. Great. All those components plus teensy bit of science. 2,000 for the capsule and stuff. And we got our pilot. Our reputation has not changed. It's been 855 for I don't know how long. What in the world is with that? Some of these contracts have reputation with them. Only 31 science. I don't think there's anything we can get. Alright. I am now going to gear up for 3 more launches. Right now it's year 1, day 7. And I'm going to start enforcing something of a rule about how often launches can happen. Yes, I know there's a mod that does that, but it also does things I don't want. So I'm going to just do it myself. Year 1, day 7, 3 hours. I'm going to say, I don't remember exactly when the launch was. I can look it up on the video later. But I'm thinking maybe we need to have at least 6 hours between launches. And then with larger vehicles, more than 6 hours. But no more than 1 Mycroft class launcher every Kerbin day. Something like that. In any event, I'm going to gear up to do 3 more of these launches and also get some of this stuff taken care of for the science and for the money. and so on. We'll get to that stuff very soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.